speaks in Kiturkana and Ateso speaks in Ateso, they don't need a translator. They understand each other the way a Luhya of Busia understands a Luhya of Kakamega. So there's that close relationship. The Turkana and the core, it is clear, it is recorded that the Turkana are part of what is called the Ateker nation, which includes the Karamoja, the Iteso, the Toposa, and many other groups in that region. It's a big economy, it's a pastoralist economy, and the one that needs a lot of support from the state. Turkana for me epitomizes one thing that I hold dear to my heart in terms of political philosophy. As a believer in the primacy of political action within a political entity over the market, the primacy of political action over the market in a political entity, Turkana is one area whereby if market forces are left to determine what happens in Turkana, they will never get out of the challenges they face. The resources, it's only the state that can bring that water to the surface, clean it, and then tell the market, there you go, do what you want to do with that water. So the primacy of political action, and I'm very happy that you have made a political decision to go to Turkana because it underscores that this state must consciously intervene and give people the capacity to realize their potential. Mr. Speaker, sir, Turkana produces a lot of fish. Another connection between Busia and Turkana is fish. The Congo are addicted to tilapia from Lake Turkana. And every day, tons and tons of fish flow through Busia into the Congo. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is no infrastructure for benefiting Turkana from the fish. There is no infrastructure for even the people of Busia benefiting from hosting the point at which the fish is then changed over into traders from the Congo. We might want to come up with a mechanism whereby Turkana is empowered to make profit out of its resources. When I was a young man, I was invited by Bishop Mann. Those who come from Turkana will know that Bishop Mann at one time was more powerful than the state. Even the DC could ask Bishop Mann to convene a meeting before he could go to address it. Bishop Mann was the Catholic Bishop of Lodwar Diocese. I did a bit of pastoral work in Katilu in 1985 and 1986. And I came across a very, very rich culture of the Turkana people, be it in music, be it in culinary arts, be it in medicine, and be it in spirituality, because it's in Turkana, other than Acholi when I was in South Sudan, that I encountered one thing, that I went to church, and during the sermon, when the people, the congregation was coming in, almost everybody had a musical instrument. And when the service began, it was just like an orchestra. That's a very rich culture. There was no choir, there was nothing. It was just everything was a choir. So these are very rich culture that we need to invest in and we need to protect. I would like to support and expand the view made by Senator Faki that when we go to Turkana, the committees should get active. Not just the Committee on Human Rights, Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights should get active. All the committees, I think, should be active as we go down to Turkana and try to engage and do their oversight role with the local people in Turkana. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I conclude, I would like to say that all said and done, going to the counties is a sacrosanct action of this House. We are not a Nairobi House. We are a house of the counties. If we go to Turkana and we do our debates in their chamber and what have you, we'll be able to influence a lot of things. We'll be able to inspire a lot of things. And we do our committees and maybe invite the other committee, the mirror committees in the counties to sit together with us and see how we do things. And given the superior resourcing that the Senate has compared to counties in terms of the civil service support, they'll be able to learn a lot from us. But over and above all, also, those senators who come from more privileged places than Turkana should take the opportunity to encounter reality, and so that when the next time we deal with the equalization fund, they do not stand in the way of the equalization fund going to where it is supposed to go. It is supposed to equalize us. It's not a fund to be divided that everybody has a share in. Let it remain an equalization fund so that the likes of Turkana, Marsabit, Wajir, Isiolo, and these counties that are heavily challenged by natural resources, by nature and the hostile environment, and also by historical factors, are given a chance to catch up with the rest of Kenya, which was privileged sometimes by proximity to Nairobi and things like those. So with those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you for the opportunity to address this august House, and I thank the Majority Whip and his team for coming up with this very, very, very noble idea and very, very timely idea. And I support that the Senate Mashinani goes to Turkana County. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Omtattah. Senator Mofaya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I rise to to support the motion. Honorable Speaker, this is the best way that we can demystify the Senate, because you know Senate is a young entity. We have been around for the last 12 years. There is a lot of misunderstanding about the Senate. So taking the Senate to Mashinani is one way of trying to reach the locals so that they can get to know exactly what the Senate does. In a number of times, Honorable Speaker, I've been confirmed